If you're on a spiritual journey, at some point in time, you're going to be guided to fast. If you are having trouble eating, as if like you feel heavy, you feel disgusted, food isn't tasting the same for you, etc., that's because your body is trying to tell you something. Spirituality and light body goes hand in hand. In order for you to create a light body, you have to start fasting. Why? Because in modern day, they try to tell you that you need 3 meals a day. 3 heavy meals at that. And that is far from the truth. And this is years and years and years after me fasting, okay? I started fasting 5 years ago now. 5-6 years ago now. And I was guided to do this because I was disgusted when I looked at myself in the mirror after I gained 50 pounds in 1 year. And the way I started fasting was cutting out bread and soda, because I realized I was eating a lot of bread, a lot of biscuits, a lot of sandwiches, that just consisted of bread. So I didn't try anything crazy. It was very simple in the beginning, and it was bread. That was my key thing, because the bloated feeling, the heavy feeling, the disgusting feeling, I knew a lot of it was coming from bread. And especially I could see it in my face. My face, swelled up and whatnot. I've been fighting PCOS, a hormonal imbalance, since I was 16 years old. So that plus the 50 pounds I gained 6 years later, it has cured me in so many different ways. It is unbelievable. I haven't been to a primary doctor in 10 years, okay? I'm 32 years old. Last time I went to a primary doctor was in my early 20s, and that was honestly to help me with my anxiety, but I cured that on my own too. But when it comes to fasting, all these years later, I went from 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day to now basically majority of the time it's 1 meal a day. Now when I say 1 meal a day, that doesn't mean I'm only eating 1 meal a day. It doesn't mean I'm only eating once a day. It means I'm eating only 1 meal a day, but I'm also snacking. For instance, if I wake up, I have a banana and a muffin in the morning. I have a heavy later lunch, and then I'll have, something to hold me over. It all just depends on the day and the time frame in which I eat that heavy meal. Because sometimes I can be full for a majority of the first half of the day, and then by 2 o'clock, I'm ready for a heavy meal. And by the time it gets to dinner time, I had a heavy meal at 2 o'clock. So by the time it gets to dinner time, I'm not that hungry. And if I am, I'm snacking, because why? I'm not going to bed with a full stomach feeling heavy. When I go to bed, I want my body to be able to process and do what it needs to do. That way when I wake up, while I was sleeping for however many hours, my body was able to rejuvenate. My body was able to digest. That way in the morning, I have a beautiful bathroom trip. You know what I'm saying? Cup of coffee in the bathroom within 30 minutes of waking up. But this is where it got a little twist for me, because things got really tight for me, and so it got really hard for me to eat. I wasn't necessarily eating heavy meals and whatnot a few months back. There was days where I was eating ramen noodles twice a day. So this last push that I had of fasting, it was almost like the last of the detoxing, because at this point, my period this past year, I haven't had pain. I mean, it is the first time in my life that I don't know what it's like to experience 100 knives being stabbed into my uterus, twisting and turning. And so my period was already regulating. I had already lost the pounds, but it was like at this point, a few months back, it was like the last push for me of fasting. Because there's so much crap in our foods, it was like the last push of detox for me after years and years and years. Because people call it fasting, but how is it fasting? How do you know that we're supposed to be eating 3 meals a day? I just started listening to my body, and when I gained that 50 pounds, my body was saying, you need to cut this bread out, because my body can feel the weight that it was putting within me. like how much it was weighing me down. Not only that, I was always told, about heart attacks and whatnot in my family on the bloodline on the one side. After all these years of feeling disgusted and whatnot, and going through this long process of realigning my metabolism, because I was a ball player growing up, so I went from being extremely active to sitting at a desk job when I was eating all them biscuits and bread. And so, therefore, at this point in the game, I feel like a teenager. Like, my body feels like a teenager. I feel like how I felt when I was playing ball. As in the bloating, the heaviness, the disgusting feeling, once you age and your metabolism changes, I no longer have that feeling at 32 years old. And I was always told that my eating habits are going to make me are going to make me blow up when I get older. I listen to my body. When my body is screaming for something heavy, I'm giving it to it. If my body is screaming for a fruit smoothie, I'm giving it to it. I cannot tell you the last time I ate 3 meals a day. I am constantly allowing my body to digest, to actually give it enough space within my body so it can function properly. I am not packing my body full of heavy foods. Therefore, I'm constantly feeling disgusted. I don't have brain fog. I don't have all these things that being weighed down can bring. When you're overeating, I didn't realize that I was anxiety eating either at the time. And so therefore, I was just eating to eat sometimes. I wasn't even eating because I'm hungry. And people eat because they're hungry when they're not even really hungry. They just got a little growl in their stomach and they think they're hungry. Wait an hour, wait 30 minutes to an hour and tell me if you're still hungry. Don't think about it. You got to actually go do something, get your mind off of it. And I guarantee you that you're not as hungry as you thought. The moment you allow your body to actually feel hunger is the moment your body is actually able to do what it needs to do. If you're not going to the bathroom and you're having problems in the bathroom, I guarantee you, start fasting, your body will actually be able to break down what is within you, what is within your tract. If you're constantly putting all these foods in it, what makes you think that your body is able to do what it needs to do? Especially heavy foods, and especially if you're not active. I will preach fasting as long as I possibly can, because why? I am my own test bunny. I have overcome health issues. I have overcome hormonal issues. I have lost 50 pounds that I gained in 1 year. I went from a ball player to a desk job. My body, my metabolism was in complete shock. And when I got so disgusted, looking in the mirror at myself, that was it for me. And all these years later, if I wanted to eat 3 meals in one day, I would feel sick to my stomach. And I don't think I possibly could. Unless I was extremely active, working out in the sun, and burning calories like it wasn't nothing. I'm telling you, I am telling you, I am telling you. And if you're on this spiritual journey, for you to incorporate a light body, you've got to detox your body from metals, processed food. I'm not saying it's easy to not eat these things or come across these things. That's why fasting is so keen. Because if you fast, it can naturally detox it out. It won't be able to stay and sit in your body for a long period of time. Because your body is constantly able to do what it needs to do and let out all the toxins, because it is fasting and it's not being suffocated. I don't know who came up with this 3 meals a day and tried feeding that to every single person as if all of our metabolisms are the same, or any of our eating habits. My eating habits and your eating habits can be two totally different things because my body wants one thing and your body wants another thing. Get in tune with your body. I am telling you right now. What fasting can do to your body, your mind, and your soul, and your energy, your frequency, is something most don't understand, because look at us, especially in the United States of America. Look at how many of us are overweight. I understand life's hard and conveniency is beneficial. Tell me about it. Story of my life. One man crew over here. But that's why I'm saying fasting can balance out the scales, even if it is crap food with God knows what in it. If you start small, you'll be surprised where you end up. And you'll be surprised on how good you feel, how young you feel, how light you feel, how childlike you feel, because you're not so weighed down. And then therefore, your mind clears up as well. The energies and the frequencies and what we're coming into in the future, I'm just going to say, I warned you. For you to incorporate the future and the energies and whatnot that we're going to be coming into, your body needs to be as light as possible so you can download these frequencies, so your body can absorb it, so you can transition into the new. There's a book about it, into the new. And for you to do that, you cannot be weighed down. You have got to have a clear mind. And cleansing your body will give you a clear mind. Or as clear as you can get it. Fasting is your best friend. I'm telling you right now, as somebody who personally healed herself on more than one subject. You know how hard it is to be a female with all this processed food attacking our hormones? Clovis, I'm telling you right now, when I was 16 years old, I'm 32 now. I was my own guinea pig and I was my own doctor. You know your body more than some person that you pay to try and tell you what your body is. Just tap in. Start fasting. You'll be surprised.